Hola, buenas tardes. Soy Alejandro Clabiorne, el director general de la región de PhD. Me da mucha pena de no poder estar ahí físicamente con ustedes, pero agradezco a Marketers y a Fernando Esteves de PhD Uruguay por darme esta oportunidad de estar, pues a lo menos, vamos a decir, virtual con ustedes. Estoy haciendo esta introducción en español, pero la presentación, pues para que se fluya un poco mejor y por el contenido, va a estar en inglés.
So over the next 30 minutes, we're going to project forward 15 years to look at how artificial intelligence is going to reshape our world. We will principally encounter it in the form of consumer technology, but the reason why it's relevant to us here in the room today is because marketing and media will be one of the first industries radically shaken up by the introduction of artificial intelligent devices.
We always pondered the existence of super intelligent life forms. And we're actually going to see one in the next 15 years. It's just not going to come from a galaxy far, far away. It'll actually be built here, probably by one of the tech giants that you're already familiar with.
But AI is not without its risks. Stephen Hawking said this of AI at a Google conference last year. And he is not alone in suddenly becoming increasingly worried about AI. The world's most respected thinkers are all concerned. And that's because we are suddenly heading rapidly into an AI future before we really have a grasp on what the end of that project looks like. And if indeed we will even be in control of it as machines supersede the intelligence of us, their creators.
And the reason why they're worried now is because the dawn of AI is closer than we think. After a decade in the shadows, AI is becoming the most rapidly developed space. And a lot of the tech giants are putting a lot of investment into it. Why now, do we ask? Well, it's really because of the next 3 reasons.
First, the sheer volume of unstructured data. This year, we will generate and store more data than in the history of mankind up until the start of this year. The problem is that only a tiny portion of that data is actual numerical data. Machines are brilliant at processing vast quantities of numerical data. But if you think all the data contained in text, for example, Twitter, or video in YouTube and Facebook, then it becomes a lot harder. However, this has suddenly been made possible with the other 2 drivers. The next one is increasing computational speed. Moore's law said that we would double processing power at half the cost of the technology every 18 months. With this rapid acceleration into the advancement of computer power, we will soon have machines that can process huge amounts of data much faster than they can today. And finally, the increasing sophistication of algorithms. Our programming abilities are improving, and we're able to create algorithms that can get machines to undertake many more tasks, which moves us into the area of deep learning. Right now, we're on the cusp of moving from machine learning to deep learning. Machine learning is where we define the parameters for which a machine can operate. Deep learning is when our machines can undertake tasks that had not been programmed to do or achieve before. It actually self-learns. Right now, we're on the cusp of this deep learning phase. A good example of this was produced by DeepMind, a British AI company that was acquired by Google. They've actually created a program to play old Atari games. The machine has no code to tell it specifically how to play each game. It is just told to optimize its behavior to the highest score. And it actually can solve the games after 300 tries, where for most humans it would take them around 10,000 tries. It may be a primitive example of deep learning, but is indicative of where we are going next. AI is big business, and these 3 companies are leading the charge. IBM has always had a hand in the AI progression with machines like Watson and Deep Blue. IBM are now using AI to read all medical records so that patients can be diagnosed by machines simply by listing their symptoms. The power becomes its predictive force. The machine will ultimately be able to predict upcoming diseases by analyzing similarities in the data patterns from all medical records. It will also have access to your ancestry medical records. It may advise you of preemptive action you can take to neutralize potential genetic health issues, rather than doctors relying on you to disclose this information. This could happen in any industry. In law, this is also happening. Imagine a machine that has consumed all court records. It will become the most trusted advisor for lawyers. Facebook are actually creating algorithms to interpret data in imagery and moving images. Google are pursuing smart technology with AI in numerous ways. Inevitably, Google will either produce or acquire consumer technology with huge intelligence to do things such as drive us around or monitor our health or connect our brains to the internet. According to Kevin Kelly of Wired magazine, the AI future is coming into view. It is not a supercomputer that will take over the world. The AI on the horizon looks more like something like Amazon Web Services. It's cheap, reliable, industrial-grade digital smartness running behind everything and almost invisible except when it blinks off. This common utility will serve you as much IQ as you want, but no more than you need. Like all utilities, AI will be supremely boring, even as it transforms the internet, the global economy, and civilization. It will enliven inert objects, much as electricity did more than a century ago. Here is just a picture of a tea kettle. Its primary function today is to boil water. But imagine if this tea kettle was connected to the internet. Imagine the possibilities. It could bid in real time for energy it needs to boil the water it is filled with. Imagine this for, say, a refrigerator. With the Internet of Things, a refrigerator is connected to the internet. Imagine if it could actually purchase your groceries for you when you run out. The most likely product to appear will be the Virtual Personal Assistant, or VPA. We can forecast this based on the direction of progress in consumer technology over the last 10 years. That trajectory is best defined as a movement to reduce the gap between the external world and you. Much of the information is there, but it requires us to cross a gap to get to it. We have to mentally flex ourselves out of shape in order to fit the disorganized, disconnected, decentralized world of information. Try missing a flight and having to change hotels, cancel your rental car, contact your work colleagues, rearrange your agenda, call family members that you were going to see. We have to get our minds into the shapes of the different websites in order to operate them. Viewed from a position 10 years from now, it will feel like a seamless bridge between us and the world was missing. The answer lies somewhere in your VPA having a sentient mind that spends its entire time and focus managing your life, making everything easier, removing boundaries. From an advertising perspective, if our VPA is going to make purchase decisions on our behalf, it is going to do so based on a number of factors. Some will be driven by patterns in personal choice. Which brands do I tend to buy? What is my typical spend threshold? But other factors will be driven by advertisers. There will be the equivalent of a quality score based on an advertiser's bid price, alongside consumer reviews, popularity, and so on. The VPA will make the decision, and all you have to do is say yes, and that brand is purchased. The consumer will never know which competitive brands narrowly missed out. At this point, our marketing will shift its focus from advertising to end consumers to advertising to machines. Our decision-making is outsourced to our VPAs.
And this will lead to an era of preemptive marketing. Actually using the abundance of data, our purchase patterns, our histories, to really forecast what our purchase intent is going to be. Our VPAs are actually going to know what we want to do before we do.
This AI train is not just headed for our industry, it's going to pass right through our backyard, and it will radically reorganize us, making a more dramatic impact than the advent of the internet. On the left, we have web and social analytics, dynamic creative optimization, attribution modeling, data management platforms, DSPs, search bid managers, all of that is going to move together, as you see in the right, and they will actually become one. At that point, who sees what, when, in which order, across which device, with which message, will almost certainly be decided by algorithms who are overseen by experts. When they merge into one, there will be three major implications. CRM and media will merge. We will have the personalized data of CRM, but with the mass scale of broadcast media. Creative routes will emerge spontaneously. In other words, new creative will appear as a byproduct of the machines optimizing, as opposed to having been specifically designed beforehand. And finally, human decisioning will be purged, and we'll be able to step out of the process and allow our machines to make the decisions for the optimum return. At this point, not only will we now be advertising to machines, it will be machines advertising to machines. To open the door, the crucial event that needs to happen is the coming together of attribution modeling, so think about the decisioning component, and the demand-side platform, the executional component. It needs to come together into a self-contained central nervous system. This system will make millions of micro decisions on site, position, media unit size, creative work, frequency, investment level, and also device. It will be a self-optimizing system working 24 hours a day. Plugging into this closed system will be all of the other advanced forms of marketing technology. Customer management software, data management platforms, programmatic creative technologies, so that headlines and body copy can be written specifically to the individual that is being targeted. Specialized DSPs, search bid management technologies, and so forth. We will be witnessing media strategies, creativity, and CRM initiatives being created before our very eyes. Strategies and ads will emerge from it, not just feed into it. Are you depressed yet? Do you think your job's going to be obsolete? Don't be. As this will not lead to the death of the individual in marketing and advertising, yes, more than likely our jobs today might be obsolete, but new marketing and advertising functions will emerge.
In this new world, the role of the marketing strategist will actually be elevated, because this technology will be an extension of us, and so therefore we will control it. We will be able to tend it like you would tend a garden.
In the same way that a gardener designs the layout of a garden, waters it, plants new plants, trims existing plants, removes weeds, gets rid of bugs, the marketing strategist will tend to the marketing ecosystem. They will design the marketing technology stack, plugging in and out new technologies as they develop. They will feed in new data sources gained through strategic second-party data, and so on. The marketing strategist will simply need to know about data and marketing technology and its interoperability, as much as they today know about advertising, PR, promotion, in-store, and media. They will talk a different language, and the output will be much more tangible and demonstrative. They will be amused by the PowerPoint charts we create today, with all the subjective rationale that is so natural to our current way of working. They won't need to sell. They will just advise. These future marketing strategists exist right now. They are the 22-year-old executive that has just started working at a data science department of a media agency or a marketing company. Or they're at ad technology companies. One of them will actually probably replace me in 10 or 20 years. My guess is that you are now thinking you will never be one of those types, but that's okay, as it is looking increasingly more likely that there will also be another type of marketing professional. For the foreseeable future, with everything we currently know about what reinforcement learning could achieve, it is hard to see how brand-based activity that aims to influence equity measures and or businesses that do not transact with a digital data signal could ever be part of this central nervous system. I'm referring here to significant supercategories, such as FMCGs, where the payback from marketing investment isn't directly linked to a purchase event. This is important, as this means that this indirect, time-shifted area of marketing will not be able to function as a closed-loop system, and therefore, reinforcement learning will not be able to take over the running of things from you. You will have to be inextricably involved. It feels inevitable that a similar resource will spring up for marketers, when it is so possible and yet at the same time so valuable. A system that will work alongside a marketing strategist, helping them make informed judgments. Imagine a deep learning algorithm that has ingested every single AdMap article ever written. Add to that 3,000 econometric model results, all of the 4,000 attribution models, and any other ad hoc result from your agency network. Now add to that every IPA Effectiveness Awards paper, every paper within Work, Mintel, Euromonitor. Throw in all of the Ehringer-Bass white papers, and you have the most incredible marketing advisor sitting right next to you. That's actually what we at PhD are working with our operating system, Source.
Strategists will be able to talk to it about the brief, and it will be able to guide their thinking, what has proven to work and what hasn't. Working on a new car brief, it might ask a series of important questions that have implications for effectiveness, such as if the car is visually distinctive. If you reply no, it might steer you away from digital out-of-home and other static visual channels, as this will always provide a low ROI. It may suggest you are overspending in a channel, suggest a better flighting approach, taking into consideration events you hadn't realized will shift up category consideration, and therefore attention to the message.
So therefore, the future strategist will come in two different forms. A strategic technologist that constructs and develops the marketing engine that automatically carries out all marketing activity, and a strategic advisor that uses AI to help make better decisions. The common ground that underpins both of these future strategic roles should be a guiding light for the direction of travel for our discipline. And that is a move on from the free associating subjective approach, where the planner has an opinion and then tries to sell it in, to a more empirical, objective, and advisory role, where we build marketing strategies using the building bricks of the marketing laws that have emerged from marketing science, through to advising clients on how to improve the engineering of their marketing technologies, with a real grasp on the tangible implications of our recommendations. That then is the next big shift, and then is the future of strategy. A more solid, empirical, tangible, and business-centric discipline.
El cambio ha llegado y tenemos que actuar ahora. Tenemos que agarrar esta oportunidad, no por el poder, pero porque va a ser una oportunidad muy importante para la industria a donde nosotros trabajamos. Va a ser una verdadera mezcla entre tecnología, creatividad y ciencia.
Es difícil imaginar nuestro mundo sin inteligencia artificial, una tecnología que evoluciona a un ritmo exponencial. Sin embargo, hasta no hace mucho vivíamos en un mundo como ese. En 2015 nos parecía asombrosa la rapidez de estos cambios, pero qué lentos se verían desde la perspectiva actual. En 1936, Alan Turing desarrolló su modelo de una computadora hipotética, y en 1943 fue cuando se desarrolló un modelo computacional de redes neurales basado en algoritmos. Para 2011, Apple había integrado su sistema Siri al iPhone. Google lanzó Google Now, y los gigantes de la industria tecnológica comenzaron a explorar de verdad el potencial de la inteligencia artificial. Pronto, Skype adquirió la capacidad de traducir entre idiomas prácticamente en tiempo real. Los objetos comenzaron a escuchar lo que nosotros decíamos. La inteligencia artificial escuchaba a nuestras máquinas, lavarropas que evaluaban la calidad del detergente, automóviles que calculaban la eficiencia del combustible y hogares que se hacían cargo de administrar el uso de la energía. La abundancia de datos en tiempo real hizo posible una nueva nueva era de marketing anticipado. 2020 fue el año en que los automóviles autónomos estuvieron finalmente a la venta. También fue el año en que los objetos, las redes sociales y los teléfonos inteligentes produjeron tantos datos que las pujas por anuncios comenzaron a procesarse en tiempo real, de la mano de la inteligencia artificial. 2020 también fue el año en que los asistentes personales virtuales adquirieron percepción y comenzaron a cambiar el mundo a nuestro alrededor. Comenzaron a entender todo, cada componente, ubicación, precio, forma de reservar, cancelar y modificar un viaje. La inteligencia artificial comenzó a entender nuestras intenciones con frecuencia antes que nosotros. Les hablábamos de forma natural y ellos nos respondían. Comprendían y se comunicaban por nosotros con otros asistentes personales virtuales. Un par de algoritmos se encargaban de hacer todos los arreglos. Ahora nuestros asistentes personales virtuales podían recomendarnos productos y experiencias. Un simple sí bastaba para programar todo y confirmar la reserva. Para las grandes agencias de medios, la velocidad de los algoritmos se transformó en la ventaja competitiva por excelencia. Para 2023, habíamos trasladado la responsabilidad de tomar decisiones a nuestros asistentes personales virtuales con inteligencia artificial, los cuales ahora decidían por nosotros. Compraban cosas cuando sabían que nos estábamos quedando sin ellas. Cambiaban de marca cuando se daban cuenta que nuestras preferencias habían cambiado. Si en 2015 nos hubieran dicho que en 10 años los mercadólogos dirigirían sus campañas a las máquinas para persuadirlas de que compraran sus productos, habría sido difícil de creer. Ahora, el trabajo de los mercadólogos era convencer a las máquinas para que compraran sus productos. Las marcas se basaban en los mejores reviews humanos para convencer a los algoritmos de que compraran sus productos y servicios, lo cual nos trae al año 2029. Las máquinas demuestran niveles humanos de inteligencia, nos cuentan bromas, coquetean. Nuestras máquinas son microscópicas y pueden implantarse en la piel. Ha aparecido la primera empresa fundada y supervisada por inteligencia artificial. Pronto la inteligencia artificial explorará las fronteras del arte y la música. Y un algoritmo ganará un gran premio en el Festival de Cannes. Y en poco más de una década desde ahora, la inteligencia artificial estará avanzando tan rápido que predecir lo que sucederá será imposible. La singularidad parece ser posible. Bienvenidos al futuro. Bienvenidos a Sentience.
Muchísimas gracias por escuchar esta charla. Perdón por no haber podido estar ahí con ustedes y muy buenas tardes.